This is The Download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis, joined by a cat who will not leave me alone. Here's what you need to know for today, Wednesday, February 12th. Up first from Sounds Profitable, tuning in to On Air Fest with Scott Newman and Jeff Weiner. An interview with WorkX creator Scott Newman and On Air Fest executive director Jeff Weiner focusing on the creation of On Air Fest, its place in the podcasting industry, and how it keeps things fresh each year. From its roots as a pirate radio station to this year's edition of a 15,000 square foot gallery space dubbed the Creator Hall. Tickets are still on sale, and Sounds Profitable partner companies get a discount. You can get in touch by sending an email to Bryan at soundsprofitable.com to learn more. Next up, year-end report January to December of 2024. Acast has published their earnings report for the year and, along with Spotify, celebrates its first year in profit. Highlights include 17% net sales growth in Q4 and 19% overall for the year. EBITDA profit for the year works out to 24.3 million Swedish krona, which, according to Pod News Math, works out to about 2.2 million USD. Overall listens declined last year 13%, but is attributed largely to the iOS 17 change at the end of 2023 in Apple Podcasts that corrected for unintended auto-download behavior that has inflated download statistics across the board. Next up, YouTube viewing on TV now surpasses mobile desktop in the US. The biggest video streaming platform celebrates its 20th anniversary this year, and CEO Neil Mohan says they've reached the milestone of TV becoming the number one device for YouTube viewing, beating out both desktop and mobile for the first time. Mohan has also highlighted how much the creator economy has matured, moving from consumer camcorder footage in the 2000s to Dude Perfect opening a $5 million headquarters, or spicy food interview series Hot Ones having its own hot sauce line. And viewers are actively spending money on it. According to Mohan, in 2024, over 50% of YouTube channels that earn at least $10,000 on YouTube generated revenue from sources other than advertising income, including shopping recommendations and premium channel memberships. Next up, Mediavision podcasts set listening records in Sweden. Nordic-based analysis and consultancy firm Mediavision has released information built from interviewing a nationally representative sample of 3,000 Swedish respondents aged 15 to 74 every quarter. During Q4 of 2024, almost 2 million people listened to a podcast on an average day in Sweden, which is up 20% year over year from 2023. Swedish audiences are also taking to supporting those podcasts, with the survey finding nearly 450,000 households paid for podcasts last year, a new record for the Mediavision survey. Video podcasting is growing too, with 10% of respondents consuming a video podcast on an average day during Q4. Next up, more than ever, ad buyers are putting podcast ads to work alongside other media. A look at podcast advertising maturing to become part of multi-channel ad campaigns instead of just a singular channel where a campaign starts and stops entirely on its own. Acast Senior VP of Creator Network, Veronica Taylor, says the company has been seeing more podcasts show interest in working with brands to monetize beyond just the podcast, including everywhere they connect with their audiences. Executive VP of Audio Sales at AdLarge, Robin Sloan, reports more advertisers are using audio in different ways, with podcasting lending itself to integrations across video, social, and live events. Pod Digital Media CEO Gary Quashie says the entry of well-known figures like entertainers and thought leaders has made podcasting more attractive, at the same time as ad tech maturing and catching up to the needs of brands who want scale and reach necessary to leverage those key figures in podcasting. As for the rest of the news, Pod News is collecting feedback for their annual industry report card on major podcast platforms, with submissions open till end of day March 9th. The results of this report card will be debuted on stage at Evolutions by Podcast Movement in Chicago this April. SiriusXM Media is hosting a free webinar called The Social Media Shift: Why Brands Are Betting on Audio on Thursday, February 20th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, featuring Sounds Profitable's very own Tom Webster. The Golden Lobes, a UK-based comedy podcast award show powered by Adalicious, currently has submissions open for £25 until March 15th. CBS News has reported on the announcement that Alex Cooper is launching 2 more SiriusXM channels, And Cloud 10 Media has announced Sweep the Pod, a rewatch podcast for Netflix's Cobra Kai, hosted by Dan Ledute and Brett Ernst. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The download is written and produced by Newton Shadowkati, Bryan Barletta, myself, and Tom Webster. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.